Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahamaunawa. We're so happy that you could tune in today. It's wonderful to get to spend time with you. We know that most of you don't get the chance to go to a monastery every day and collect merit by worshiping the Supreme Buddha and helping and worshiping the monks. But I think most of you live with your parents right now. Did you know that you can also collect powerful good karma by treating your parents respectfully? This is a chance we should never miss. Our parents can be a great source of merit for us. But we have to be careful, because if we don't treat them properly, it can cause a lot of bad karma for us. Have you ever scolded your parents before? I hope not, but many children do. Today, one of your Dhamma friends asks a question about why we collect especially bad karma when we scold our parents. We'll also chant the Mora Paritta in Pali and English, so get your chanting book ready or click on the show notes link to read along online. Now let's take the refuges and the precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. With the refuge of the Noble Triple Gem, I observe these precepts. for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, to escape from the sufferings of samsara. May it help me. May it be a blessing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear Bhante, why do we accumulate a huge bad karma when we scold our parents?
Dua, this is a very good question. So, in fact, the other day I was talking with one of the other Bhantes here at the monastery, and he said to me, Bhante, can't you please teach our children about how to respect the parents and how important it is to respect parents? So I'm glad that you have this question. So why do we accumulate a huge bad karma when we scold our parents? Well, the first thing that we have to understand is that our parents are a special type of person to us. So there's many people in the world that we can meet and have relationships with, teachers, friends, cousins, like that. But our parents are very special to us. We only have 2 parents in the entire world. And the Supreme Buddha understood that we have this special relationship with them and a special duty to them. Some people don't think that this is true. They believe that parents, they're just like any other person. The fact that they gave us life doesn't really matter, and so we don't have to think about our parents in a special way. But the Supreme Buddha said that understanding this special relationship with our parents is a core part of what he called right view, or samma ditthi. And if we don't have this proper understanding, then we can get ourselves into all kinds of trouble. Now, we can think, even just with an ordinary person that helps us, say we have a neighbor that helps us with some problem, if we were to later be rude to that person or cruel to that person, we can imagine that this is an especially bad thing because they've been helpful to us, right? Or if we're helpful to someone else and then later on they treat us badly, well, we feel especially bad because we tried to help them, but still they treat us badly. I'm sure you can imagine a situation like that. Someone at school needs your help, and so you help them, but then the next day they do unkind things to you. They say bad things about you. They treat you roughly. Now, aren't you going to feel kind of shocked when that happens? You think, well, just yesterday I helped this person, and today they're yelling at me. They're treating me unkindly. So I think you can easily imagine what that's like. Well, for our parents, they have helped us from the very moment that we were born. They've done everything for us when we couldn't do anything, when we couldn't even hold our heads up. I think you've seen little babies, and if you try to pick up a baby and you don't lift its head as well, what does the head do? It just flops around, right? That's because a baby can't even hold their own head up. So, when we were like that, our parents even held our head up, right? They changed our diapers. They gave us the proper kind of food. They've done everything possible to help us. So, don't you think we have a special duty to them? A special relationship with them that's different than all the other people in the world? Now, you talk about scolding our parents. So let's think for a moment, what that really means, what that could mean to scold our parents. Now, there is a situation where we need to look at what our parents are doing and then act wisely according to the Dhamma. So it can happen that our parents are doing something that goes against the Dhamma, that breaks the precepts. And the Supreme Buddha encouraged us to help our parents practice the Dhamma, to help them keep the precepts. So there could be a situation where our parents really are doing something wrong. Maybe they like to drink alcohol, and so we know that that's breaking the fifth precept, and so we think to ourselves, how can I help my parents keep these precepts? Now, if as children we were to start to yell and scream at our parents, scolding them, condemning them, saying how terrible they are for breaking this precept, that's not very good, is it? Maybe they wouldn't even listen to us, right? So here's a situation where our parents may be doing something wrong, and we want to help them. So scolding them and being mean to them and criticizing them because of this, it's not going to help. Instead, the way that we could help our parents is encouraging them to keep the precept, saying, Mother, Father, when I go to Dhamma school, I take these precepts and I see how important it is to keep them. Couldn't you try, maybe just for today, to keep this precept? Maybe you could try for my birthday this year to go for 1 week keeping this precept, right? You can speak very sweetly to them, saying, I really care about you, I appreciate all that you've done for me, and I also want to help you by encouraging you to keep this precept. We can talk in that way, can't we? And in this way, because our parents are getting help from us in the Dhamma, we collect a lot of good merit, a lot of good karma. Now, this is not usually the situation when children are scolding their parents. Usually, when children are scolding their parents, the children are behaving badly. Maybe the parents say, I need you to clean up your bedroom, and the child gets angry, doesn't want to do that. And so they yell at the parents, saying, why do you make me do this? You don't make my older brother do that. Why are you making me do this? Scolding in that way, criticizing in that way. Maybe a child asks for some toy and the parents say, no, you can't have that toy. I'm not going to buy that for you. And what do the children do? Maybe they even yell and scream. This is the kind of scolding that we have to be very careful about. This is really, I think, what you're asking about, how we accumulate a huge bad karma when we scold our parents in this way. Now, the reason that we collect such bad karma when we scold our parents in this way is because we're doing it for a very useless thing. We're scolding our parents when they've done nothing wrong. And because we have this special duty to them, because we have this special responsibility to them, because we have this huge gratitude when we treat them badly, we collect especially bad karma. Just like when we make a gift to the Mahasangha, it's a more powerful good karma than we just give to an ordinary person. In the same way, we can turn that upside down and think, well, what if I do something bad to a very good person? So when we do something good for a very good person, we collect especially large merit. So upside down, we can think, well, when I do something bad to a very good person, then I collect especially bad merit. And we can read about that where people did terrible things to the Mahasangha, terrible things to Arahants and Pacceka Buddhas and Buddhas. And because of doing those bad things to a good person, they collected very bad karma. Think about the monk Devadatta, who did those terrible things to our teacher, the Supreme Buddha? Well, it's similar with our parents. Because our parents are very special people to us, because they've helped us so much in the past, because we have this duty to help them, when we scold them or do bad things to them, maybe even hit them or throw things at them, then we especially create very bad karma. Because they're a good person and we have a special relationship with them, and so when we do bad things to them, we get especially bad karma as a result. So now we can think for a minute and think, have I ever scolded my parents when I shouldn't? Have I ever said mean things to them that they didn't deserve? Have I ever done bad things to my parents? And if we think carefully, we can probably think of at least one time that we've done that. So when we think about the past, we may feel sad. Oh, look at what I did in the past. So when we think about that way, we can do a couple of things. First thing we can do is we can go to our parents and say, Mother, Father, I realize now that I did a very bad thing by scolding you or yelling at you. Please forgive me. I'm going to try and not do that again. So that's the first thing that we can do. We can go to them and we can apologize. Second thing that we can do is we can decide, okay, from now on, I'm going to try very hard not to do that again, not to scold my parents. Even if I get very angry at them, I'm not going to scold them. And if I do scold them, I'm going to apologize right away. So in that way, thinking about the bad things that we've done in the past give us encouragement for doing good things in the future. We can also start to develop good habits of showing respect to our parents. So all of you, I'd like you to, if you're not already, every morning before you go to school, worship your parents. If they leave for work before you go to school, then make sure that you're awake and that you worship them before they leave the house. At night, before you go to bed, you can also worship them. Get down on the floor on your hands and knees, touch your hands to your forehead, and put your head to the ground. You can even be in the habit of thanking them for all that they've done for you. And you can also take that moment to ask forgiveness. Say, Mother, Father, if I've done anything bad today, please forgive me. I'll try to not do those things in the future. So when you have this habit of being respectful to your parents, little by little, you're going to give up that habit of scolding parents. You can also start to be in the habit of looking after your parents' needs. So, for example, I see many times when families come to the monastery to offer Dhamma, and it's time to sit in the Dhamma hall and listen to Dhamma. Sometimes children, they sit on the chairs and make the parents sit on the floor. Or there's no chair available and the parents have to sit on the floor. The grandparents have to sit on the floor. So as children, you can know, let me sit on the floor and I'll let my parents or grandparents sit on the chair. Or it looks like my grandparents need a chair, let me go find one for them. So in these ways, if you start to pay attention to how you can help your parents, little by little, you'll give up this kind of disrespect that happens when we scold our parents. So this was a very good question about why we collect a huge bad karma when we scold our parents. I'm glad that you're thinking about these things, and I hope that you'll take some time today to remember all the things that our parents have done for us, that you'll take a moment to think and remember if you've ever done bad things to your parents, and if you have, just ask for forgiveness and make the determination that in the future we're not going to do those things. So, may you always have the chance to respect your parents, May you always be humble to ask forgiveness if you do things wrong towards your parents. And may you soon, through the power of this merit, experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Paritta chanting. Mora paritta. Turn to page 33 in your chanting book. This paritta is very famous and was actually used by the Supreme Buddha when he was still just a bodhisattva. In that life, he was a peacock, and he would chant these verses at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. You could do that too and get the same kind of protection. Now let's chant together.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Udetayang cakkumayek raja harissavanno patavippabaso tantan namassami harissavannang patavippabhasang tayajja gutta vihare mudivasang. The sun, the one king with eyes, rises, spreading golden rays and illuminating the great earth. I pay homage to you, the sun spreading golden rays and illuminating the great earth. Guarded today by you, may I live through the day. Ye brahmana veda gu sabba dhamme te me namo te cha mam palayantu. Namattu buddhanang namattu bodhiya. Namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya. Those arahants who are knowers of all truths, I pay homage to them. May they keep watch over me. Homage to the enlightened ones. Homage to the fourfold enlightenment. Homage to the liberated ones. Homage to their liberation. Imang so parittang katva moro charati esana. Having made this protection, the Bodhisattva peacock sets out in search of food. Apetayang cakkumayeka raja harissavanno pathavippabhaso tantang namassami harissavannang pathavippabhasang tayajja gutta vihare muratting. The sun, the one king with eyes, descends spreading golden rays and illuminating the great earth. I pay homage to you, the sun spreading golden rays and illuminating the great earth. Guarded today by you, may I live through the night. Ye brahmana veda gu sabba dhamme te me namo te cha mam palayantu. Namattu buddhanang namattu bodhiya. Namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya. those arahants who are knowers of all truths. I pay homage to them. May they keep watch over me. Homage to the enlightened ones. Homage to the fourfold enlightenment. Homage to the liberated ones. Homage to their liberation. Imang so paritang katva moro vasama kappaiti. Having made this protection, the Bodhisattva peacock lived happily. Etena saccena suvatti hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I'm so happy that we were able to spend time together today. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. Do you remember the story that we learned a couple of episodes ago, when the Arhat Sariputa's mother said terrible, terrible things to him? And do you remember how he reacted? He was very calm and didn't even scold her a single word. This is a great example for us to follow, that even when our parents scold us, we should never scold them back. So, today we've collected lots of merit by doing wholesome actions with our body, speech, and mind. And now let's share those merits. May all of our teachers, our parents, our relatives, all heavenly beings rejoice in this merit. May they have happy minds recollecting these wholesome actions. And may they soon experience for themselves the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.